Hi guys, today on the book break, I am in Ogden, Utah at the Uncon Comic Conventions, and I'm going to go talk to some authors. Let's go. Hi, I'm Melissa with The Book Break, and today I'm interviewing spiritual author R. Christian Bohlen about his new book, Jesus Christ, His Life and Mine. Thanks so much for being here with me, Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure.
So this is a very different book from a lot of the other spiritual books out there because you don't have to be a scriptorian.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the untheologian book. This is truly the book for everybody. Ages 12 or higher can handle this because, you know, people nowadays expect or want things to be simpler, shorter, and just not all that fancy. So this book walks a person through the life of Jesus in very simple language, making it like a movie, and it packs a serious punch even though it's presented gently.
That's so great. And I know that you are a spiritual man, but what led you to write this book?
Yeah. So I grew up in a really religious family, and I really tried hard to find fulfillment, but in my 20s, honestly, everything kind of came crashing down like a house of cards. It just didn't work. I was really unhappy, and after I sorted through it all, ultimately it came down to not truly knowing God, knowing Jesus Christ and being connected to Him, because, you know, He's the light of the world. That light is necessary to experience all those blessings we read about. And once I did get connected, which was primarily by truly studying and visualizing His life and believing in Him, everything changed. And that's why I had that desire to share that experience.
And the thing that's so great about this is that because it's easy to read, like we mentioned, kids can read it. Now, have you worked with youth?
Yeah, absolutely. I was a teacher at a juvenile correctional facility, so drug and alcohol and gangbangers and everything. It was pretty intense. And I remember one young man was trying to change his life, and somebody had given him a Bible, and it just wasn't working for him. And I felt really bad, but there was nothing I could think of. And so I was reading this really scholarly book at the time and having this beautiful movie-like experience that was changing me. And I thought, there's got to be a way to create that same experience for him. So this book isn't about me. It's not about my story at all. It's truly to create that simple but immersive experience like a movie in just a simple way that modern readers can relate to. And it makes the life of Jesus relatable to today. That's another big thing. It's not just telling a story, it's also about how do I apply this and how is it going to benefit me? That's a big part.
Yeah, well, and one of the things with this is you mentioned it's the story of Jesus and how it applies to us in the Twitter era. And our communication is so different. And how have you seen with some of the youth or other folks that you've worked with, that how have these shorter stories impacted them?
Well, they're willing to read it and to finish it. That's the main thing. Some people try these more complicated books and they give up. But they love the fact that they're short chapters, it's chunked really nicely, it's visual, there's great pictures and stuff, and it's just delivered in a way that's going to keep them motivated. And of course the simple language draws them in. So, you know, reviews have been fantastic. I'm super excited about that. And people are being touched. I mean, they're saying things like they want to follow Jesus, and they're not as intimidated by Him because they understand Him. They understand that it's not this entity that's abstract, that they've seen His life and been there. I mean, I say on my posters, feel like you are there, and it truly creates that kind of experience.
That is so fantastic. Well, and you mentioned that you taught at a juvenile detention center, but with this book, you're doing something with adults that are incarcerated.
Absolutely. I never forgot about my experience with the prisons. And so we donate these at no profit to prisons to a ministry called Christ on the Inside. And so every state-run facility in Pennsylvania already has at least one copy of this. Now we're working on Florida. We have great support from the chaplains. They really embrace this approach because they realize it's great for prisoners. It doesn't assume anything, and it has a loving tone. It doesn't make them feel bad. The religion should not make us feel bad. It should make us feel uplifted and pick us up where we are in a gentle way. And this book does that. Consistently, people say it's not harsh. And I love that. So yeah, we're trying to get these into as many prisons as possible. On my website, hislifeandmine.com, I've got a prison ministry page where we accept donations. And we donate these at no profit, just the cost of printing and shipping. And it's exciting, man. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's so amazing. What our viewers may not know is that it is difficult to get a book into a prison system. You can't just mail a book to somebody incarcerated. It has to go through a publisher or through a distribution company. So if they have a loved one that is incarcerated that they want to get this book to, can your ministry help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. The best way would be to reach out again through hislifeandmine.com and contact me and see how we can help and get it in, because all we need is just approval from the chaplains that they're willing to support it, and that's relatively easy to get because they very quickly see how this book is very different. It truly is very different than anything that's on the market today. Perfect for prisoners. So yeah, I'd love to get referrals to prisoners, to prisons that need it, and to help those families that would like to do that.
Now, this is with adults, but is this at all into juvenile detention centers, or can it be?
Not yet, but the place where this idea originated is next on my list. Absolutely, I want to work with those folks. So it's perfect for juveniles as well.
Awesome. And what are you finding with your readers? Now, this book is new, but what are you finding with your readers that just seems to really resonate with them?
Well, they validated what I was hoping it would do, and that is create this movie-like experience. They say it really does somehow, we don't know how, but it feels like a movie. And there are techniques that we use by design to make it feel like that. And the second thing is that every chapter ends with a series of questions that are, harken back to the title of the book, His Life and Mine, because it's all about his life as it applies to mine. So there's some questions that say, what would I do? So we first, summarize briefly what we saw Jesus do, and then there's some reflection questions, what would I do?
Yeah, that is so fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Christian, for being here with us.
Thanks, Melissa. This has been great.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us today on the Book Break. We'll see you next time. I'm Melissa, the host of the TV series The Book Break, and today I want to tell you a little bit about what makes the difference between a mediocre book and a great book. Whether you're a first-time author or a veteran on the New York Times best-selling list, if you're going to be great, you have to have a great editor. Watch this video and see how ESCHLER editing can help push your writing career over the top.
Becoming an author can open more doors than you can possibly imagine. I've seen amazing opportunities come to writers and business owners once their books are published. It can explode your credibility and expand your audience and clientele across the globe. And it can pave the way for future book deals or land you a spot on the bestseller lists. But to get those results, you have to go beyond just grabbing your reader's attention. You have to lock onto their emotions and deliver a transformative experience. I'm Angela ESCHLER, the founder of ESCHLER Editing, and we know what it takes to get there. Whether you're a busy professional who needs help finishing that book to support your platform, or you've been dreaming of seeing that novel on the shelf since 3rd grade, you want your book to be powerful, to be read, and to make an impact. And at ESCHLER Editing, that's what we do. Whether for your family, to build your business, or to share your creativity and talents with the world, your book is your legacy. It's worth investing in. Here are the 2 most critical ways we can support your goals. 1, we can help you make that emotional impact on the reader. Whether you're writing fiction or nonfiction, readers won't respond to your work unless you engage their emotions, alter their worldviews a little. If you want to build a thriving fan base, to change lives, or to attract ideal clients, your book has to resonate on a deeper level. Professional editors can go well beyond fixing your grammar, punctuation, and spelling. In addition to helping you capture your authentic voice, we can make sure your stories and ideas are compelling to deliver an experience for your reader. It doesn't matter if you're writing about socks or sci-fi. On some level, you've got to make that emotional impact. The second thing we bring to the table is an in-depth understanding of the publishing industry, so we can help you choose the best path to reaching your ideal readers. This means we understand the real pros and cons of self-publishing versus traditional avenues. We can guide you from A to Z in self-publishing and help you avoid those newbie mistakes. Or, if you're hoping to snag an agent and traditional publisher, we know what they want and can steer you in the right direction. An experienced editor is your #1 advocate for ensuring your book is ready for the world.